Hey, everybody, Jack Barros here. Many of you know me as Jackie B. Today's show is brought to you by Circles of Joy in Westborough, Massachusetts. Now, if you've been feeling stressed or stuck, but just not like yourself lately, Circles of Joy offers holistic support through energy work, coaching, and guided spiritual services designed to help you reconnect mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. If you've ever felt stressed or stuck or just a little out of alignment and couldn't explain why, this conversation is going to hit home. So let's jump in and meet our guest, Carol. Welcome to Voices on Main Street.
Thanks, Jack. So happy to be here.
Awesome, awesome. All right. Now let's step into a segment we take seriously around here. We pass the mic. So it isn't a scripted question. It's actually a real one passed from one guest to the next. Now, today's question comes from Marcus over at Gym and Promotions. Now, day in and day out, they're helping local businesses get seen and stay visible. So the question they left comes from someone who's had to adapt in real time and help other business owners do the same. So, Carol, here's what they wanted to ask you. How did COVID affect your business? And what did you do to adapt and make it through that transition?
So that's a really interesting question because we weren't actually born prior to the pandemic. We were born as a result of COVID.
Oh, wow.
We came about as people went into being behind a screen and being isolated. We found that our mission was to bring them back out and to reintroduce them to the sense of community and the healing that you can find within community. So that's how we've actually been able to work with all that everyone had going on at that time.
So, wow. So you almost can attribute your business to the effects of COVID. There
Yeah.
were some good things. There's a lot of stuff, but there were some good things.
It
All
was an
right.
interesting time.
Yeah, yeah. That's one word we could use. I think you're being charitable with that response, but all right, folks. Now, that's exactly why we pass the mic, because these questions make us all better and help us understand. Now, if you're an entrepreneur watching right now, our viewers that are employed, how did COVID affect your business or your employment? I'd like to know. Um, Drop your answer to the questions in the comments and we read them. We'd like to feature some of the answers on a future episode right here on Voice on Main Street. Now, Carol, before we leave today, you're going to need to leave a question for our next guest. All right? Okay.
Yeah. So,
Yeah. All
do
right.
you want that
Okay.
now or later?
No, they come to the end of the show.
Good,
Okay.
good.
This next segment is called People Are Asking. And
Mm.
these are the real questions that people search online. Sometimes the exact questions, sometimes what they really mean, but don't quite type out. So, Josh, give us the short answer first, and we'll expand if needed, or vice versa. Okay. So let's start this off. I think this is important. A lot of people feel off. They really can't explain why. So my question to you, Carol, is how do you know when it's time to explore something like energy healing or holistic support?
That's a great question. And we get that a lot. So sometimes people just, like you have said, they're feeling that life just isn't working. They've tried everything else and there's not a shift. So that's where we can come in and work with them and see if there's an energetic basis for how they're feeling.
Interesting. Interesting. All right. Some people are curious, right? But they're also thinking, all right, what is this really? So the question, I guess, is what does holistic healing actually help with in real life?
It helps with emotional, mental, energetics. It's dealing with people who have maybe stress or anxiety in their life, and they need tools in their toolbox.
Interesting. Excellent. Excellent. Now, a lot of people try to push through stress on their own. I raise my hand to that until it finally catches up with it, right? So I ask you this, Cap. What are some signs someone might need support mentally, emotionally, or spiritually? What are some of the signs?
If you're just constantly going, this isn't me. There's something else going on here. This isn't how I'm used to feeling. That's always a good sign that they could use some energetic support. You don't have to be at rock bottom. You don't have to be at your absolute worst to reach out for support.
Excellent. Excellent. Yeah. That kind of brings me to this next question, and we know that for someone brand new, the unknown can feel certainly intimidating. What does a typical first session of visit look like to someone walking in for the first time?
Very simply, it's about walking into a welcoming, grounding, and completely judgment-free environment.
Excellent. Excellent. Now, there are a lot of different services out there, and it can kind of get confusing. How does someone know which type of healing or service is right for them?
Honestly, we ask that they simply go with their gut, and their practitioner will be able to guide them based on what messages they're receiving.
Interesting. All right. So people often wonder, is this a one-time thing or is it something they're about to commit to? So let me ask you, is holistic healing something you do once or is it more of a process over time?
It can be both. Some people are looking for that quick fix and they're going to come in once, feel aligned, and feel that they're on their way. If they truly want to get to the basis of what's going on, they'll look deeper and we'll work with them more long term.
Excellent. Excellent. Hey, choosing the right place and practitioner obviously can make a big difference. What should someone look for when choosing a holistic healing center or a practitioner?
Yeah, like anything else in your life, you want to look for someone who makes you feel seen, heard, and safe.
Awesome. I like that one. All right. Now, a lot of people have misconceptions about this phase, I'm sure, and some of them are probably pretty strong. What's the biggest myth people believe about energy healing or spiritual work?
A lot of what people feel is that they have to be a believer in order for it to work.
Hmm.
Yeah, you
Right.
don't have to believe. You just have to be open.
Excellent. Excellent point. I'm kind of glad I asked that question. So, people often don't realize what's actually holding them back, right? What's one thing you see over and over again that keeps people stuck?
Trying to do it alone.
Uh,
Isolation keeps people stuck. They keep stuck in their own stories. They keep stuck in doing things the same way and expecting different results. So being alone is their biggest issue.
wow. All right. All right. And what would you say? You work with people every day. You start to notice patterns. What would you say? What's the biggest lesson you've learned about what people truly need to feel better and move forward in life?
They need a sense of belonging. Just like other businesses say you belong here, we too believe that as people feel like they belong, they open up, they're able to connect, and they're able to heal at a deeper level.
Excellent. Wow. Thank you, Carla. That was really enlightening. So, boom, that's people are asking, folks. So, if you're searching this right now you've got a little bit more clarity. And I think Carol that certainly has opened my eyes, and I hope she has opened yours. Okay, we're going to keep this moving. We just covered what people are asking when they're researching online. Now, I want to kind of shift gears because if we're a first timer, we might not know what question to ask. So, what I'm going to say is because the right question at the right time can save someone a lot of frustration, money, and time. Came up with this next segment, which is called What You Should Be Asking. So, when someone is looking for holistic healing, and obviously you have a lot of different things under your umbrella, what's a question that they should ask before choosing a provider?
Something that they should ask is what are they actually looking for help with and their practitioner can give them what they can contribute to that. So they're
Okay.
basically telling their practitioner where they see their need, and that practitioner, if it's a good match, will be able to immediately see a path that could work for them.
Interesting. All right. All right. And so if they answer wrong, what's the red flag?
The red flag on that would be, I have a 10 package system that will fix that right away, blah, 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 as opposed to, I have a path that I feel could benefit you. So you want to stay away from people who are very salesy about it.
I see. Right, right. They're trying to shoe you a horn into what they offer as opposed to what the person really needs.
Yeah.
All right.
Because
And
a good practitioner works from their intuition, and they're
uh,
guided as to what path is best for each client individually.
I see. I see. And one last one. What's a most common misconception people have when they start looking for this kind of help?
I think that one of the misconceptions is that it will be an immediate fix. Healing is a process. Healing is something that comes over time, depending on where it is that you're looking to go, what you're looking to achieve. So we like to partner with people and find community space for them, find activities that will benefit them, not just working with a practitioner.
See, I see. I think I would add one that you pointed out earlier, and that is that you don't have to be a believer for
Mm.
it to work. Because I think a lot of us think, that's all mumbo jumbo pie in the sky stuff. So yeah, I think that's one as well. All right, folks. That's what you should be asking the next time you're looking. But if you're in the Westborough, make sure you stop by Circles of Joy. Okay.
Mm.
We try to keep this fun. So I came up with what we call the local loop. It's a mystery wheel, right? Where we spin into something fun, local, unexpected. Let's see. If it lands on the love draw, that's where Cal would share something special with the audience. And if it lands on the local lift, you're going to give a shout out to a local business, right? And maybe a pro tip drop, or maybe it lands on behind the biz, right? And we learn something about the biz that you might not know. If it lands on curveball Q, that we're in for a ride because I'm going to make something up on the spot. So who knows where my mind will go. And the last thing on the wheel, folks, what we call is the bomb push, which is a voice on Main Street push. And that's what we're going to ask you folks to take a simple social action that you can take to support this business right now. Okay, folks, round and round she goes. She's colorful, at least, that's for sure. Where it's going to start, we don't know. So looks like it could be behind the biz. All
Mm.
right. So what we're looking for. And actually, you gave us a little insight already, so we may be prying a little bit deeper. But give us a
Okay.
little information behind the business. You already told us how COVID kind of led to that. Why don't you expand and give us a little more about
It
yourself?
it did, it did. So there's a lot about me. Uh, my background, I spent 30 years in corporate America in positions of accountant and IT director. So this is a very huge shift for me.
Wow, left
Yeah,
brain to
I
right. Wow.
I left my corporate life in 2012 and began this journey of expanding into who I really am as opposed to the job that I do. That landed me in many very interesting places. And in the fall of 23, I was actually given a vision of this center and what it was for. Within 2 hours, I wrote 13 documents that included the size of it, the content, the what went in every room, and the full purpose of what this space was for. With that, I then within 2 weeks knew exactly where it was going to be, and it was a space that had about 6 months before it was going to be available. So that gave me a really deep breath to go, okay, let's make this happen. And just took it one step at a time over those 6 months, and everything led to the next action. And I use some of my art therapy to keep me going. I teach that as well as use it myself when I get stuck in something or am struggling with an emotion or just not knowing something. I start to paint and draw, and that helps me push through to the next thing. So in August of 2024, we opened our doors after calling in all the troops to help paint and get this space ready in within 3 weeks from when we started working on it until we opened the doors. Pretty impressive time frame considering it is a large 2,700 square foot space. Yeah.
Wow.
And that has just evolved every day since. I have a few practitioners who came on board with me immediately. I have people who have been great mentors throughout this, and it's just been a never ending learning experience. And we will continue to evolve on a regular basis as things come up. We work through them and
That's
just
awesome.
learning to go with what we're called to do.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And it's impressive your timeline and putting all that together. But it's kind of like when you find that passion, it just flows, right? I tell people all the time, this podcast is what I finally found out what I want to do with my life at 70 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah. People.
I get it. I was 64 when I opened the doors.
Wow, I would never ever have guessed that. I didn't put you anywhere near that. So you just let the cat out of the bag there, girl.
It's all good. It's all good.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Look, wonderful, wonderful. Wow. All right. That was pretty impressive stuff. A great origin story. Okay. All right, folks. I like this next section. It's one of my favorite parts of the show, and we call it Time to Make the Donuts, right? Now, Carol's already let the cat out of the bag that she probably remembers this. Back in the day, there was a Dunkin' Donuts used to have a commercial, and it had the baker getting up to make the donuts. It basically became an analogy, time to make money. And that's what this is. This is time for us to make some money. And what we're going to do is we're going to split test the commercial. So what we're going to do, I'm going to actually literally read messages. And one of them might sound a little more real than the others. And I'm going to ask Cal to pick one. But at home, you get to vote on which one becomes the next commercial or which one that Cal should be using. All right. So here's the three options. First of all, option one. If you've been feeling stressed, stuck, or just not like yourself lately, you're not alone. And Circles of Joy in Westborough, they create a space where you can slow down, reset, reconnect mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. This isn't about quick fixes. It's about giving yourself the time and support to feel balanced again in a way that actually lasts. That sounds like something you need. This might be your next step. Visit Circles of Joy online and explore where to start. Okay, that's option one. Option two. A lot of people wait until they're completely overwhelmed before they ask for help, like really overwhelmed. But what if you do? What if you didn't have to get to that point? Circles of Joy in Westboro offers a huge range of holistic services from energy healing to coaching, all designed to help you reset before things fall out. And it's not about fixing you. You're not broken. It's about helping you realign. Sometimes the best time to stop is before things feel too heavy. Check out Circles of Joy and see which service fits you best. All right. If you decide on option two, I would reread that again because of my little glitch. All right. Now, option three. Healing the body is nothing you do alone. And Circles of Joy in Westborough is not just about sessions, it's about community. A place where people come together to grow, reflect, and support each other. Whether you're just starting your journey or you're looking to go deeper, you'll find a space where you actually feel like you belong. And sometimes that's the piece people have been missing all along. You can learn more about Circles of Joy and how to get involved at their website, circlesofjoy.com. All right. Carol, which one did you like?
I love the piece about you belong, but the first one really hit home.
All right. Awesome. Awesome. Okay, folks. So you heard it here. Carol has decided that she likes the first one. All right. Was that the way I read it okay? Do you want me to read it again?
I think it sounded pretty good.
Awesome. 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 I love that. Love that. Okay. All right, folks. So that's the version we're going to run with today. Option one. Now, for everyone watching, you get to help decide what becomes the official version of our time to make the donuts. Now, what we're going to do is later on down the road, when we get a few more shows, we might test out commercials and compare against each other, have a little competition. All right, folks. So drop a comment. Which option you asked. 1, 2, 3. Do you belong? Do you, if you want to reset? We gave you lots of different options. All right. Okay, Place of Macy family. Here's one thing that we like to do, and that is it's about community. And it's amazing. This is synergy, Carol, because that's what this whole show is about, community. And that's what your whole, you're all about is that community. I love that we've gotten together. And I thank Jamie for uh, lifting you up. And now it's your turn.
Mm.
Who's the local business that you want to lift up? And why do they deserve some love from the community?
The business that I would love to lift up is called Lindsay Taylor Spa Teak. It's right here in Westborough, and they are a grassroots group that has grown from the back room of a chiropractor's office to this beautiful spa that they now have. And it's been such a joy to watch them grow and expand and really, really make this a wonderful homegrown business.
Say the name again for us one more time.
It's called Lindsay Taylor Spa Teak.
Batik. All right. Excellent. Excellent, folks. So those of you in the Westborough area, make sure you check out Lindsay Taylor's Batik. All right. Now, our next section, I've been doing all the talking and I've been doing the interrogation. So what we like to do is we like to do what we call flip the mic. And I'm going to give Carol the microphone and she can talk about anything she wanted. She can ask me a question or talk about something in her business. Now, before you do ask if I started this podcast, that question has officially been retired. Here's the deal. You can ask me something nobody asked me yet, or you can ask me something that might get me in trouble, or you can talk about your business. Carol, the microphone is yours.
I've thought about this and I would love to know what is the most effective way for a local community based business like mine to become the go to space in the area without relying on constant social media posting.
That's a challenging one. How can you get known as the go-to? Well, there's a few different steps involved. Um, One of the first things that I tell people when they come to me for marketing services is get listed. So what I'm saying is there are directories, there are different places where you can put your name and your business name, what they call NAP, which is your name, address, and phone number. Um, you always want to try and get your website in and things of that nature. But basically, what it is you're putting your name in various places. So they're called citations. There's probably 300 different places online that you can list your business. What you want to do is list on as many that are relevant to your business. Okay. You do not want to list yourself on car wash per se directory, right? Because that actually counts negatively against you. When you we spoke about this pre-show, but when people, there's two audiences online. There's the people like you and I, and then there's the robots. And if the robots don't think that you're the right answer, they're not even going to show your material. So by putting your name out there, all of those places that you put your name and address, they almost become like another location because it exposes you to a different audience, right? And second, it's another person saying, you do holistic healing. So that would be the first thing is get yourself listed in as many of those as possible. You may hire a service to do that. Many of them you can do yourself. Many of them are, you wouldn't even think of them being that, which is Facebook and Instagram. Those are places that why people say, hey, because what happens is that helps to build your authority in the robot eyes, right? People used to think, well, that's nice to have. I ain't got time to post. You don't have time not to. I know social media is a challenge because what do you post? Who has time? If you're not a full-time marketer, how do you post something all the time? That and even that is starting to change. As I said to Carol earlier, that old post it and they will come is a myth. It is not like no field of dreams here. I'm going to tell you. So there's a fake dreams. I think it's a better word for those. But it's important. What I did is to address that, and I don't know if it's something that you're interested in, is we created a service where we post for you as much as you want using industry related posts, right? So now I can do it very, very cheaply because I'll use my chiropractor. I have been blessed that we have a home in Massachusetts. We have a home in Florida. And so my customers in Massachusetts, I have a chiropractor up there in Massachusetts that I can use my social media for, but I can also use it for him in Ocala, for my chiropractor in Ocala, because they're two different markets, but it's about the industry. So that is something that you want to think about. If you want to do it yourself, you can, or you can have someone. We charge like $100 a month. It's like stupid cheap. But when you're starting a business, I know you're in your business, you can do it yourself just to, again, and then you want to do 2 or 3 custom posts. So this is where you come in and you do 1 or 2 about your business. And the new reality of social media is they're starting to get away from the everyday posting. I'll keep you informed as the new trends are starting to develop. So that was kind of a long-winded response to your question.
All right.
I hope you got some value out of that.
Definitely. Thank you.
All right. Okay. Yeah, excellent, ladies and gentlemen. Again, that was Flip the Mic, and I still ended up talking. Okay. Speaking of talking, our next segment is using the mic for good. Because this is a final stretch show. I want to take a second and use the mic for something good. And if you're listening right now and you're not in the area, check out a local animal shelter near you. We have a program we call Voices for the Voiceless, and we promote no-kill animal shelters. And today's guest is right in Westborough. I want to shine a light on Lamar Animal Rescue in Westborough, Massachusetts. They do a great job, and these rescues and shelters do incredible work for animals that can't speak for themselves. So after you support today's guest, take a minute to support a rescue too. Come on, follow. Go share, right? An adorable pet. You can volunteer, box, or make a donation if you can, but a social action will help support them. So that's our Voices for the Voiceless. All right. Yeah, before we move into the final stretch, there's a tradition we hear on the Voices Show, Voices on Main Street, that connects every episode. Because this isn't just a show about answering questions, it's about passing insight from one local voice to the next. So, Carol, you get to leave a question behind for the next local business owner who joins us and for our audience. What question are you thinking of handing off?
So the question that came up is, what's one thing you've built in your business that truly creates connection, not just transactions?
Excellent. Excellent. Now, you heard that, folks. What in your business creates connections, not transactions? Very interesting. It's a deeper, goes beyond the here, I got some money, I'll buy what you got, right? From a
Exactly.
relationship. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Excellent, 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 Pastor. My question. Again, folks, you can answer it in the comments as well, because we will be reading them. Okay. All right, boys of the Main Street family. It's time for us to do what we do, right? And this is the Voice on Main Street Boost. I want you to go forth and share the love by sharing, liking, comment. If you've been a customer at Circles of Joy, leave a review. One honest review can change a small business's entire trajectory. Google is no joke. Go to Google, leave a review right now. Your social. Circles of Joy has a Facebook page, they have Instagram. You choose which one, but go like it, share the comment, share this episode. Hey, right? I mean, hey, let's lift us all up. All right. That's how we lift our businesses, our neighbors, and our animals together. All right. Thanks for sticking around, folks. We really truly appreciate you staying with us and listening to us ramble. So before we go, we want to say thank you to everyone who spent time with us today and supported the show and our guests. So if this conversation encouraged you to check out Circles of Joy or try their services when the time is right, Carol's put something together special for you, and I mean special. This is our mystery gift, right? So little thank you for listening, supporting local, giving Main Street a shot. So here we go. Gal, what do you have for a mystery gift for our guests today?
So I've actually created a healing bundle just for today's guests, and it is a bundle of 6 sessions with myself, and that comes to $555. And with that, for each person who purchases that, I will give you a full year membership to Circles of Joy, which is a $499 value.
Wow, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you heard, I'm moving to Westborough. That's an amazing gift. Remember, you got to say you saw it here on Voices on Main Street and share. That's an amazing. I appreciate your generosity, Carol. That is absolutely amazing. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Again, just to claim the mystery gift, mention Voices on Main Street when you reach out. Visit circlesoj.com or use the instructions connected to this episode somewhere down in the comments. For the full story, bonus clips, and more conversations like this, make sure you subscribe to the Voices on Main Street and drop a comment to support Carol, Denise Ward, and Circles of Joy. And don't forget, we pass the mic every episode. So back next time to hear how our next guest answers Carol's pass the mic question. Jackie B, Carol, thank you so much for being on the show. It was
Yeah.
amazing.
Awesome. It was great meeting you and great having a conversation.
It was an awesome conversation. I learned a lot. I'm Jackie B, folks. We'll see you on Main Street.